Hey guys, what's up? It's McNeil from Louisa Automotive. And before I got into this video, just actually the last video we made about UCDA. If you turn the captions on the videos, it's funny. YouTube writes it's Neil from Louisa Automotive. I thought that was pretty funny. So it's not Louisa Automotive, it's Louison Automotive. I guess they don't know what the hell I'm saying. And the French name is Louison. I guess YouTube can't really write that, maybe not. And then in English you would say Louison, but it's just funny that they wrote it's Louisa. No, Louisa. It's Louisa Automotive. Anyway, if you turn the caption on, you'll see what it says on this video, or if you go back and check the Used Car Association video, UCDA video, it says that. Anyway, whatever. Let's get into this video. In this video today, we're going to be talking about crash cars. Accident cars, and should you buy an accident car? I feel like everybody has an opinion on that. And I want to talk a little bit more about that. I've been buying crash cars and selling crash cars since I was probably about, I would say 19. I was probably 19 years old when I sold my first crash car. And I've always been buying crash cars. So I think I can give you some good advice on that. You see, anybody who's going to give you advice about a crash car, don't buy a crash car, it's not a good car, it's a shitty car, yada, 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 yada. Whatever their opinion is, I guess you got to ask them, how many crash cars you sold? How many crash cars have you ever bought? How many crash cars have you ever driven? And what's your budget? Or are you going to give me the difference of the money to make sure I buy one that is not crash? You know what I mean? Because everybody have an opinion, but what is the reality, okay? First of all, my simple point is a car is a depreciating asset, okay? So the cheapest way you can actually get that car is better for you. If you can get the car cheap because it was an accident and you can save some money, good for you, because you're buying something that depreciates on the daily and you get it as cheap as possible. You go buy that brand new car that never had a scrape before and you paying top dollar for it. You drive off the lot right away, you lose some value, okay? Then you go to Walmart and some dumbass hits your car. Guess what? You get the big ding. Now your car is a crash car. But insurance said they're going to fix it. Now you paid premium money to drive a crash car. It doesn't really matter. You see, even as a dealer, I sold cars that was not crash. I bought cars at the auction that was not crash. Pay a premium for it because that's what a client wants. But mechanically, it's still a piece of shit, okay? So most importantly, you need to make sure that the car you're buying is proper. Make sure that the car you're buying is good. There's nothing wrong with buying an accident car as long as you pay the fair value for it. Obviously, if the car was in an accident, it tends to lose a little bit of value because less demand for it. So which means you get the savings, okay? Now, the next factor is people always talk about, well, you know, then when I'm ready to sell that car, then technically somebody else is going to pay me less for it. Yes, that's fine. Well, first of all, when you buy a car, your first instinct shouldn't be when I'm about to sell it, because you selling, again, a depreciating asset. You should be buying it to use it as long as you can. Now, even if you choose to sell it and the value is less than what you paid for it, you already paid below the market value when you bought it. So if now you have to sell it lower than the market value, you're still losing value at the same percentage of a non-crash car. Quite frankly, yours might depreciate a little bit less because you already took a hit on the accident car. That's already accounted for. The older the car get, the less people care about the accident history. Shit, people may not even ask you. People may not even care about it, right? If you have a new car and it has a $20,000 claim on it, the person buying it now, the car is 2 years old, they might panic. Oh my God, $20,000. Oh, that's a piece of shit. I don't want that car. But if it's a 10-year-old car, they'll care a little bit less. If it's a 20-year-old car at the time, they care. They don't give two shits. That person just want a cheap car, right? So the older the car get, the longer the accident was in the history, like long ago. If the accident was further away, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, the less people care about it. Okay, shit. Even the car I'm driving right now has a $20,000 claim on my 2016 Acura here, and I saved probably 20%. Below the market value getting that car. And that's not one I bought crash and rebuilt myself. That's one I just bought with the history on it. I bought it from Acura as a trade-in or list return. It had a huge claim on it. It was fixed properly. Well, the grill had a little crack in it still. Didn't bother me. I kept it, and it cost $300 for the grill. I never changed it. Still there. No problem with that. My A7 used to be a crash car. It had that little ding on the side. I fixed it. I saved tons of money. I drove it for a year, sold it after, still made 10 G's on it. You know, this is one of the highest money I ever made on a car, flipping a car, and it was from a crash one. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with buying a crash car if that's what your pocket can afford. Understand that there is savings in doing it, so make sure you save money. by buying that crash car, I'm not saying go pay premium dollars for it. The whole point of you willing to take that crash car is because you want savings, especially in a market like this when car prices are so hot and you can't get yourself on a good deal anymore. Nobody's looking at the crash car. Everybody's looking at that premium car with no accidents and clean history. They're buying the paperwork. Hey, maybe you might get a deal on the crash car. Just take it somewhere to get it inspected properly to make sure the car was fixed properly. If the car was just fixed a year ago or 6 months ago, you want it to be inspected very, very closely to make sure the repairs were done right. If the accident was like 5 years ago in the history and the person been driving it, they've put over 20,000 kilometers on the car since the accident, most likely the problem has already been dealt with proper. But regardless, it doesn't hurt to get a mechanic, a body shop, somebody to check that car out for you, okay? So hopefully this was helpful, and good luck and save some money and stop paying top dollars for those cars, okay? Those things depreciate, okay? Peace.